Hey guys, how you doing? Another quick video. I haven't done one in such a long time, so apologies about that. After getting back from Wonderfest, which was fantastic by the way, and hello and thank you to all the people that I met there, and it was an overwhelming response from everyone there. They were just so kind and nice to me. It was lovely, and I miss you all terribly. But now I've started to get the mojo back, because you lose a bit of that after you get back from a model show. You'd think it would spur you on and give you inspiration to just crack on with your builds, but you get this sort of lull afterwards. You think, oh, you just can't get back to the bench. But I've got back to the bench and I'm tackling the Battlestar Galactica Cylon Raider. No, Cylon Tanker. Not the Raider, the Tanker, which is much bigger and complicated and odd. But it was this that got me excited about it. This, which is basically a model in itself, it's just the rear engines. And I saw them in the ref and thought, wow, I'd love to do that. But it was a bit daunting to sort of scratch build it. So I reached out to a chap in Germany who produces a kit, and I bought the kit from him. Now, this was one of the main reasons. This huge head. That was the reason why I thought I just can't scratch this. This is sort of, this sculpting, there's hardly any kit parts on it. I think there's a bit from the Lacine on the side, apart from that, and possibly this kit part on top. There was nothing to gauge any size from, and it was a bit like, oh God, how do I do this? So one of the main reasons of buying the kit was to get this head, which it actually isn't too bad. So I can fix, there is some bubbles on the other side all around here, but I can filler that and fix that. Now, the other parts though, like all these Leo parts came, and they're just so rough that I just couldn't face doing them. I don't know if you can pick that up, but there's bubbles all in it and stuff like that. Now, you know, that it's a resin kit, you know, it's going to come with some flaws. And, you know, back in the day, I probably would have just muddled through this and filled it and done my best to sort of make it work, just to paint it. Because again, like all my projects, I just want to paint it. But I've slammed on the brakes a bit and decided just to replicate as much as I can in styrene and original kit parts. So this, for example, this sort of floppy piece of resin has got all these bubbles in and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, how am I going to fix all this? And the undercuts are just full with resin, so I have completely redone it. As you can see here, all the original kit parts are on, and I think it looks a bit nicer. So that's the underside, and I need to drill a hole through here. There's a big hole there where the mounting point is. And again, the model came with a big sheet of Perspex that was floppy, and that was meant to be where you add all the sort of braces. All these go along. And I was like, that's not going to be strong enough to hold this heavy old bit at the back and that heavy head at the front. It's just going to sort of bend. And the recommendation from the seller was to just put an M10 stud across the top, threaded stud to give it sort of strength. And I was a bit like, well, that seems odd and a kind of weird way of doing it. So I decided to take that bit of Perspex away and get it made in aluminium, and then that way I could mount a mounting point in the middle and have it sort of much stronger. And I've even put holes through the aluminium so I can drill through and actually screw the resin like this. This mounts to the back of this head once that's all cleaned up. And that, I mean, just super glue for that is just going to be, just this weighs a ton. So I've got holes, I'm going to drill through this and mount it actually using some sort of, you know, hardware. So fingers crossed that will be strong enough. What else? I've got the Harrier engines picked out. These go on the rear of this, so they go inside there, and they go in like that. I mean, the engines that they supplied, you know, I'd never like to discredit anyone that's making the effort into just producing a resin kit for someone, because, I mean, on his playing devil's advocate, he was saying that he just made this resin kit for himself, basically. He wanted to make the kit, and he had to do a lot of cast parts for himself, so he just decided to make it into a kit and sell a few. Which is fair enough, but when you're paying a lot of money for something, you don't want this kind of stuff turning up. I mean, it's, how can I use that? You know, so I had to replicate the originals using the legs eggs. These, you notice these on the front of the Y-wing. And on the Star Destroyer, I think. Anyway, after a close inspection, he's put like U-beam, Plastrok U-beam, I think, and on closer look at the original, it's actually T-strip. Now these are a nightmare to get bent round to fit inside, because then I didn't use the styrene ones, I used the ABS ones, so even they're not perfect. But you know what I'm like, the goal is completion, not perfection. But I'm getting more better at being a bit more OCD and get my work nicer. So I've done these two, and this was a nightmare because it's the clear, and that's brittle as anything. And being 40 years old, that wasn't playing ball, but hopefully the primer will hide some of the crimes there. So that's going to be looking a lot nicer. Thank you to the guys that have helped me out and sent me parts as well. There's too many to name, but you're all appreciated. I really can't thank you enough. Parts on the bottom here have been sent, and I've just, the more I delve into this, the more I'm finding parts. Like this part was sent for the rear, and it's not correct. It's just meant to be two Leo parts glued together. This lovely ID on the bottom was found. It's literally just a stick left on the original, just sticking out. And there's a screenshot of it going past, and you can just see these two silhouetted, and someone ID'd those. So well done on that one. This is the top. And this top actually wasn't too bad, but I was sort of getting into the groove, so I thought I'd replicate that. And this ABS I found in a dumpster. So I've been dumpster diving for styrene, which is much to Mr. Benware's amusement. So, yeah, it's a slow burn, but I'm enjoying it. It's actually quite therapeutic going through all the parts and finding them. And it's that rare occasion where you've got your stash is building up so much now from other builds that you've got enough left over. That, you know, I've got like 7 or 8 Leopolds and 6 more Zakals or something from TIE Bomber builds, and Battlestar use them everywhere. So apart from asking a few people for parts to send over, I've managed to just about do it. Like these, I just can't replicate them. So I've got to load to them. They've got to go in each bay. And then these, I mean, look how many you need of these. And these are from the Voska kit. You need so many of these, and these luckily aren't too bad. These are the originals. So fingers crossed I can get away with using quite a few of those. But I'm kind of now just stuck waiting for my aluminium plate to be done, and also some beam to come in the post so I can finish that side. So once that and that are done, I can start constructing it. So, I mean, look at that. I mean, I just didn't, that's just the top of a Gepard, I think. What did I use? That green. It was just, you know, it's a $30 kit, £30 kit. So, and I had it anyway. I'm like, why would I use this? So that's what I've been working on. I should have another update soon. I've got an X-Wing to build for someone. I've got an A-Wing to build. I've sort of taken on some projects to fund my Wonderfest trip. Now I'm like, oh God, I've got to get this done before they arrive. But sorry, it's a short video. It was just a quick update on what I'm doing, and I will post more when I've done more. Cheers for watching, guys.